It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by Tudor's Biscuit World and Anthony's Pizza of Inwood, the Marius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, W. Harley Miller Systems, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations Robert Fields and Sons, Orsini's Home Store, Hagerstown Ford, the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, the Berkeley County Health Department, WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Smallwood and Small Insurance, and the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm. Now let's send it out to our broadcasters for tonight's coverage.
Good evening and welcome to Hedgesville High School as we get you ready for EPAC volleyball action tonight on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, as it is Hedgesville taking on Martinsburg in this EPAC volleyball matchup. The Eagles enter the matchup at 4-0, while on the other side, Martinsburg is 0-1. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop, back in the studio, Kyle McLaughlin. As our pregame show is brought to you by Anthony's Pizza, where nobody does it better. Call 304-229-7373 or stop in at 8625 Winchester Avenue in Inwood to order today. And Dylan, it's always interesting when Hedgesville and Martinsburg get together, but Hedgesville in volleyball tends to be the more dominant program, so still could be an interesting match tonight. It's an EPAC volleyball match, so you never really know what could transpire.
Right, Hedgesville's been pretty dominant against everybody so far this year. They've only lost one set overall, and that was in the second game of a doubleheader in a day that they had in a tournament play, and they still won that match. So, and they've already gotten 2 EPAC matchups in the books against Spring Mills and Washington. So now they're coming in here to their home court tonight, and against Martinsburg, a team that's only played one game so far. Talking to Coach Nelson, we'll hear his interview in between JV and varsity. He said that it's just kind of how the schedule went, that they practiced all week, but they only had the one match. They actually started the season a week earlier than usual, had tryouts the same week as other fall sports, and it just said it played out that way, that they've only played one match so far. So we'll see if Hedgesville is a little more in a groove since they played 4, Martinsburg having only played 1, and to go along with the fact that Hedgesville has dominated pretty much all of the EPAC, generally speaking, outside of Musselman.
Yeah, and they haven't had a chance to play Musselman yet, so that will be certainly an intriguing matchup this year, but like it always is. But I feel like even it's possible Hedgesville, with everything they returned from last season, has kind of closed that gap, but until proven, you always do favor Musselman in the EPAC. When it comes to Martinsburg, it's about really, Dylan, I feel like taking the next step for this program.
Right, and it can be tough sometimes when you're not going to always return as much talent as you lost, or bring as much talent up as you lost. And I think it's a little early to tell if that's the case with Martinsburg this year. They still have East Villa, who has been really good for them. But they did lose a handful of important pieces over the last 2 years, if you really want to go back that far as well. Fennell, Mosby, Skylar Bishop. So this is a Martinsburg team that is in a little bit of a flux, still trying to figure out who their go-to players are and in what spots, perhaps. And there's not many better teams that are going to be able to test themselves against than Hedgesville.
For sure. So we'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we won't hear from the coaches yet, but we will give you the rosters for JV action, as we're about 6.5 minutes away from the start of the JV match. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Marius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
Drive More Days is back at Carter Myers Automotive. And this year, we'll keep you rolling with a $1,000 gas card. Visit any of our locations to take a test drive, and we'll enter you into a drawing to win a $1,000 gas card. With that kind of money, fill up at the pump for the rest of the year, completely on us. Stop in during Drive More Days for your chance to win a $1,000 gas card. Only at Carter Myers Automotive. Owners just care more.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back here to Hedgesville. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Back in the studio is Kyle McLaughlin. We'll give you the rosters for both teams, starting with the visitors tonight, the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Number 3, Brianna Bailey. Number 7, Abby Rubenthal. Number 10, Preslyn Heidel. Number 11, Jaden Hall. Number 12, Ari Knoll. Number 15, Maddie Burkhart. Number 20, Gracie Woodmeyer. Number 28, Tiana Santabaria. Number 32, Ava Compton. Number 34, Peyton McMillan. And number 35, Sadea Bogue. And then on the Hedgesville side, coached by Coach Allison Whitford at the varsity level, but and for the JV team, it's number 13, Jillian Sykes. Number 7, Zoe Alwyn. Number 2, Alexis Branner. Number 11, Ariana Walters. Number 3, Cameron Church. Number 6, Marissa Sheshire. Number 12, Lydia Groves. Number 8, Rama Doramadou. Number 14, Asada Doramadou. Number 1, Emery Groves. Number 4, Delaney Wilburn. Number 10, Emily Hall. And number 9, Lily Plogger. So, Dylan, we're about 2.5 minutes away. We've seen both of these JV teams in action. I think they both lost, if I'm remembering correctly. I know, of course, Hedgesville lost in JV to Spring Mills, but I don't exactly remember the Martinsburg result, but I know it went 3 sets. But, anytime we see JV,
I think you're right about that. Yeah.
It's about, executing and just developing your players and, trying to – it's not all about wins and losses. It's just about minimizing those mistakes.
Right. Just by those results that you said, in particular, the Spring Mills and Hedgesville result, that the results, to say it even again, are not always the thing that matters. Hedgesville losing the JV game, the JV match to Spring Mills is a pretty good example of that. Sometimes it's just more about development. By the time Hedgesville's players get up to varsity level, we've seen that the history shows that they succeed against Spring Mills. That's not to say, there's always a chance that when the current JV players get up to varsity, maybe Spring Mills will have their number then at that point, but which is always possible. But I think it goes more so into what you're talking about, where the wins and losses aren't always the thing to take away from the JV match in particular.
So, Dylan, you could go varsity or for JV for this, but I guess just what are you looking forward to about tonight?
I'm just looking forward to seeing Hedgesville at, let's call it relatively full strength. It's not full strength compared to what it could have been last year. Elena Harper actually tore her knee up a second time while recovering from injury. So she just decided to pack it up and take this year off, which no one could blame her. But just to say that Hedgesville's not going to have her, but they will, be pretty much at full strength. Otherwise, Sutherland and Kylie Ann East, Gracie Brown. I just think this is a really talented Hedgesville team, full of players that have been talented since they've been freshmen. So as they get another year older, we see them again here in person. I'm seeing them in person for the first time. I was in the studio the last time. So I'm excited to see them in particular. But I'm excited to see what Martinsburg has in store for them on the other side as well, because they seem to always be a team that has potential to reach another level. That there just maybe some inconsistencies there, but they're always interesting to watch, nothing else.
Yeah, while it's rare to see a Martinsburg or Spring Mills knock off a Hedgesville or Musselman, every once in a while the matches get a little weird, and they get a little bit more competitive than maybe what you would think on paper, and that's the fun part of the sport and just, the matchups that we have in the EPAC, really in any sport, is these teams all know each other so well. They play against each other all the time. They have good scouting reports, good information on the other team, and it can set up for some interesting matchups, and you never really know what can happen on any given night in the EPAC. So we will take another 2-minute break, and then on the other side of that break, we should be ready for.
Are we? I don't think.
Okay, we're not going to do the anthem or.
No, not before JV. No, that's before.
They do sometimes do lineups at other schools, but they didn't do lineups here for JV, or at least so far they haven't. So I don't think they're going to. So I guess we'll just keep it here then. Scratch that 2-minute break. First set, though, brought to you by Parsons Ford, located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first, Parsons. So, here we go, Dylan. See some JV volleyball action. Martinsburg in the black and orange on the right side of your camera, and Hedgesville in the white, blue, and gold on the left side. And let's see who has that first serve here, JV. Solid crowd on hand for JV action. Student section's already starting to fill in a little bit, at least for Hedgesville. And we'll see Sykes serve for the first time here tonight. And the first serve goes over. It's digged by the Bulldogs and sent over the net. Hedgesville plays it for the back line, and a great job there by the Eagles to get that first point. So, Hedgesville takes the early lead. Here's Sykes again to serve. Nice dig on the Bulldogs side. Hall plays it at the net, plays a free ball for the Eagles. Sykes setting up her teammate. And that one falls in as Groves can't get to it, and it's a point for the Bulldogs, and we're tied at 1. And that will lead to Jaden Hall going back to serve for Martinsburg. And the serve goes right to Groves. Sykes plays it over. Hall sets it up. Good swing. And a point for the Bulldogs as Widmeyer gets the point there for Martinsburg. 2-1. Seemed like last time when we saw this, when we saw this Hedgesville team, they seemed a little bit out of sync. There they get a nice point as Ariana Walters puts it over the net.
Well, Martin looked out of sync right there. Not enough communication. Ball just kind of fell in between everybody.
Tie this game up here at 2 in this first set of JV action. So all of a sudden, Delaney Wilburn back to serve, and Wilburn hits it in.
Great save.
Hugs the line, and that gives the early 3-2 lead now to Hedgesville. So Wilburn finds a way to sneak it in. Bulldogs didn't quite watch it the whole way. And it's a 3-2 lead. Next one heads over. Dig from Rupenthal, and now Hedgesville trying to set it up. Soft touch at the net from Zoe Alwyn. Martinsburg has some issues with it, and it falls in for a point for the Eagles, 4-2.
Impressive finesse. Just finding the right spot.
So another good serve, but that one too hard and out of bounds from Wilburn. So it will go back to be serve Martinsburg after the service error. Bulldogs send it over the net as Knoll sends it over. Now she gets the dig. Rupenthal sets up her teammate, but mishandled there by Martinsburg. I don't think we have a 19, unfortunately, on our roster, so unable to identify that player. Unless it was somebody set down from varsity, which I can take a look at it and see. But that one falls in for a point.
Nope, just
I'm
out.
sorry, out of bounds for a point for Hedgesville. So it looks like that was Riley DeWater there, wearing the 19, possibly for JV. Not sure about that one, though. Could also be a player called up from the freshman.
Yeah, it's probably the most likely.
But point goes to Hedgesville. They could take a solid 7-3 lead. Groves will go back to serve, and she gets it over. Swing, though, from the Eagles' Zoe Alwyn is too hard and heads out of bounds. So point Martinsburg. And Widmeyer will go back to serve it for the Bulldogs, who trail 7-4. And misplay there from Hedgesville leads to a service ace for Martinsburg, makes it a 7-5 game.
I feel like a lot of times a lead in volleyball in a set can feel big and then be erased very quickly in a way that it's hard to in some other sports. Like 5-point lead feels big, and all it takes is 3 quick points just like that, and all of a sudden it feels like a whole new game.
Yeah, it's tough to really ever relax until that final point. Because like we said before, I'm sure that a nice block attempt, but can't get it. And it's a point for Martinsburg. But there is no, clock, so it's not like you run out of time to come back. 25 points doesn't take too long, but you always have a shot as long as the other team's not there yet, as there's another misplay from Hedgesville. And again, that lead just evaporates to 7-7 on the error. That one's sent over. Alwyn misplays it, heads into the crowd. And Martinsburg gains the lead now at 8-7. And Whitmire's had a nice run serving.
Absolutely.
She'll send that one right on cue to a service error and a point for Hedgesville.
You just had to say it, Nick, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just volleyball, man.
Yeah, no, you got to give
the way
credit
the
where it's
sport
due.
works. You can only be so good for so long. It's very rare that you see the same person serve for all 25 points.
Right.
An error there from Hedgesville leads to a point. I'm guessing it's some sort of rotational thing, and a point for Martinsburg.
It was either that or on the serve itself.
Right.
I think she came over the line when she served.
That seems more right, as I didn't see anybody like moving or anything too early or anything like that. As service error there from Martinsburg leads to a point for Hedgesville. I believe that was Burkhart with the service error. So I believe now we have, looks like Zoe Alwyn. Yes, Zoe Alwyn serving. She gets it over. Dig from Knoll. Sykes with a soft touch at the net. Martinsburg trying to counter. Big swing there and heads out. Point for the Eagles. Now extend the lead out to 10-9. Alwyn, the soft serve. That one just barely goes over the net, staying alive. Alwyn plays the free ball. Martinsburg trying to counter with the offensive attack. Hedgesville at the dig. Walters sends it over. Backline swing. Groves with the dig. The play there from Garamadou doesn't go over the net, and it's a point for Martinsburg, and we're tied at 10.
A solid back and forth affair now.
Yeah, it's definitely been a competitive match so far. That one played to Groves. And then Martinsburg can't handle it, and it heads out. And it's another point for the Eagles to make it 11-10. So Garamadou will go back and serve now for Hedgesville, who's in the lead at 11-10 in this first set of JV action. And there's a block at the net from Hedgesville. That is Zada Garamadou with the block. And now Rama will go back and serve. 12-10. Hedgesville leads Martinsburg. And serve heads out. Point for the Bulldogs. Now 12-11. Hedgesville still on top. So Rubenthal will go back and serve it. And the serve is some sort of error against Martinsburg. And that leads to a point now for the Eagles at 13-11. They're back to their first rotation with Jillian Sykes serving.
Yeah, I think that was a rotational error. It looked like it said 15 and 19 switch spots after the whistle after a look at the bench.
So Sykes with the good serve. Martinsburg trying to counter, blocked at the rim, or at the net by Garamadou, but Hedgesville is celebrating a little too early. They still get the point.
That felt like a rejection at the rim. Pinned up against the backboard, the way he got just slapped back.
Net rim.
Thought it was
kind of the same. Sykes gets it over. And the service ace. It's a nice run here from Hedgesville, Dylan, 15-11.
Yeah, they've kind of gotten a groove together. Made some nice plays at the net. A couple good serves.
And there's another service ace for Sykes. Played it right to Martinsburg's Maddie Burkhart, but she couldn't handle it. And 16-11 here in set one. Timeout. Martinsburg will take a 30-second break. This is EPAC Volleyball on TV 10.
Rox has 3 new chicken sandwiches for $4.99. They got the golden chicken sandwich, the hot honey mango, and one with the 4 basic food groups: chicken, buffalo, bacon, and ranch. Righteous!
Rock's Local Market. 3 new chicken sandwiches, just $4.99.
Rox has 3 new chicken sandwiches for $4.99. I'm getting the golden chicken sandwich or the buffalo bacon ranch. Hot honey mango for me. Dude, you don't have any eyebrows.
Rock's Local Market. 3 new chicken sandwiches, just $4.99.
We welcome you back here to Hedgesville, 16-11. Hedgesville on top of Martinsburg in set one of JV action. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop, and Jillian Sykes has been on a roll, and we'll see if that continues. She gets the serve over. Martinsburg plays it from the back line, and it's going to be rolled in. Good play there from the Bulldogs, and it makes it 16-12. Jaden Hall now to serve, and she gets the service error. Point Hedgesville 17-12. We're starting to head into kind of that pivotal territory of the match where Martinsburg needs to lessen this lead in order to have a shot at winning this first set. Good serve there, and misplayed by Martinsburg, and another ace. Really seeing some good serves here as the match goes on from the Eagles. As that was Wilburn again. With the ace as she's back to serve. 18-12, Wilburn gets it over. Rupenthal plays it. Play at the net. Martinsburg with the dig. Alwyn plays it over. A swing and a block from Doramadou at the net, but it heads out of bounds, and it's 18-13.
It was a good block attempt. It just kind of hit off the side of the hand and didn't go straight back where it came from. Instead, went off to the side, which is, usually what you're going for if you're going to hit into the block. Oh.
There's a service ace as nobody moved on the Hedgesville side.
Flip the tape on the net. Perfect.
Yeah, that was a nice serve there from Knoll. Knoll again back to serve. She plays it for Groves. Groves, Sykes with the soft touch. Great effort by Rupenthal for Martinsburg. She keeps it alive, and the Bulldogs get it over. Now here's a play from the swing from the Eagles, and both teams trading volleys, or a good volley going on here. And play at the net. Sykes tries to dig it out, but it was perfect location for Martinsburg, and that makes it 18-15. And again, anytime a lead feels big, it's all of a sudden just a three-point match. And we said it, if three-point set, I should say. If Martinsburg wanted it, well, there's a service error. Can't give points away, but it felt like a time for them to try to turn it around. Ari Knoll did a good job of leading a comeback, but the error leads to 19-15 Hedgesville. Groves going back to serve in this set one of JV action. Best of 3 at the JV level. We'll go best of 5 at the varsity. First team to 25 in all 3 sets if we make it to 3 of them. As Groves can't play that one on a poor pass really there from Sykes in some ways, but also just kind of a miscommunication between the team overall, as nobody was really standing where she thought they would be, but not necessarily the best location on the pass, I would say, because didn't really move it forward, but I think it was a tough one to play as well. So anyway, point Martinsburg, 19-16. And another point for the Bulldogs, 19-17.
They keep clawing their way back into the set. They can't quite, so far at least, get there back to tie it up or take the lead, but they're at least kind of close.
Yeah, it's been a solid effort, and we saw good things from Widmeyer last time she was serving, and she's serving here again, so this could be the point that changes the match. Sykes plays it for the Eagles. Misplay from the Dogs, and a point for Hedgesville as Emily Hall gets the point. And it's 2017 Eagles. Hall now heads to the bench. And now the Eagles are serving, as it's Groves that gets it over. Baramadu at the net, plays it for Martinsburg. Big swing off of Groves. Both Groves is combining for that one. 2017. What do you say for multiple Groves? Groveses? Grovi?
Grovels. I don't know.
More than one Groves.
Groveses?
That's what I tried, but it sounded kind of weird. Anyway, point Hedgesville, 21-17. And Groves gets it over. That's Lydia Groves, who's serving currently for Hedgesville. Emery Groves is the libero. Both players for Hedgesville going for that ball, and it would have been too many hits. They can't get it over in time, and it's a point for Martinsburg, 21-18. Burkhart going back to serve it, and that one heads out. Point Eagles, 22-18, service error. Checking back in for Hedgesville is Ariana Walters. And the Eagles are up by 4 at 22-18. Zoe Hallwin back to serve it. Rupenthal plays it. Big swing there, and a point for Martinsburg.
That's big time to get the serve back on their side. They've gotten it down to at least 3 points to go. Only down by 3.
If that is the water and not another player moving down or moving up or whatever the case may be, she's really provided a spark. Yeah. Number 19.
Absolutely.
To Martinsburg. Groves. Walters has to send a free ball. It hits the divider and falls down on the Hedgesville side. Point Martinsburg, 22-20. So Bellater, I believe, going back to serve. At 22-20, she plays it for the back line for Lydia Groves. Sykes sets up Walters. It's dug out by Rupenthal, and then Baramadu with the block of the net, but again it goes off toward the side instead of on the other side, and it leads to another point for Martinsburg. It's just a 1-point game. 22-21. So Martinsburg has rallied back. Serve is played by Groves. Walters with a big swing off block. Great play from Rupenthal to keep it alive. Groves now on the other end digs it for the Eagles. Soft touch from Baramadu. Martinsburg has to play a free ball. Miscommunication from the Eagles leads to a point for Martinsburg, and it's 22 all, and we got a timeout. Hedgesville. We'll take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
WV Medicine Surgery welcomes Dr. Anthony Mark, Dr. Alexandra Zubowicz, and Dr. Rebecca Schuford. Our expert team of board-certified surgeons combines state-of-the-art technology with patient-centered medical care. With 2 convenient locations, WV Medicine Surgery offers a variety of surgery options featuring revolutionary treatments that result in better surgical outcomes and quicker recoveries. Now accepting new patients. For appointments, call 304-596-2150.
We welcome you back here to Hedgesville, 22-22. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Back in the studios, Kyle McLaughlin. As we get ready to continue here in set 1, Hedgesville had a solid lead. Martinsburg, though, has battled back to make it 22 all.
They just keep scratching and clawing.
Can they take the lead? That one played over. The Eagles trying to avoid sending a free ball. It's blocked at the net. Walters now will send the free ball and see if Martinsburg can counter. They can't. Sykes now sets up for Walters, and she can't get it over, and Martinsburg's in the lead now at 23-22.
Yeah, just a bad time for a mistake like that.
Serve heads over. Groves with the dig. Walters plays with the soft touch. Martinsburg trying to counter. Groves. Daramadou plays it over. Big swing block at the net. And a point for the Bulldogs. And they are now 1 away from the set point.
I think someone was under the net.
Appears to be the call. So DeWater will go back and serve it. Daramadou, Walters, soft touch. Hedgesville has, in a lot of ways, collapsed in this set. They had an 18-13 lead at one point. It's now 24-22 Martinsburg. But the point goes back to Hedgesville as the Eagles find a way to get the kill from Alexis Branner. And it's 24-23. Daramadou will go back and serve for Hedgesville. Still, though, advantage Martinsburg at 24-23.
Good job being conservative with that serve. Just needed to get it over.
Serve goes over. Groves digs it out. Walters, soft touch. Martinsburg trying to respond with some offense. Backline play. Dig from Daramadou. Groves sends it over. Back and forth we go. Too far and out of bounds.
It was touched.
Oh, it was touched by Hedgesville.
That's what I thought. That's what the back judge here was calling.
It was very close, but yeah, she did touch it. So 25-23. I think she realized that she probably didn't want to, as I think it would have been over her head and out, but who knows exactly. And that leads to the point for Martinsburg, and Dylan Martinsburg comes all the way back to win that one. So we'll head to a second set with it being Martinsburg up 1-0. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10. We're back in 1 minute.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs. Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Second set is brought to you by the Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons. Proudly serving our area since 1880. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop, happy to have you with us. Back in the studios, Colin McLaughlin. Dylan, as we head to set two, and pretty impressive comeback overall for Martinsburg after, like we said during the set, Hedgesville had a solid, I believe it was 18-13 lead, and Martinsburg came all the way back to win.
Right, there were a few different times during that set where Hedgesville was able to get that lead up to maybe about 5 points. Martinsburg would, scratch back into about just a 2-point deficit, going a 3-point run, 2-point run here and there. Eventually, they were able to cobble enough of those together to just kind of take the lead and take control of the set at the end and win it.
So we're about 30 seconds or so from the start of this second set. What are some things that you think teams can kind of work on here for set two, Dylan?
I think it's a lot of what the coaches say. A lot of the first contact off the serves themselves, communication. It seems to be the three biggest things that a lot of times the team that makes the least amount of mistakes at this level of high volleyball, at least, is the one that wins the set. So just don't let it be self-enforced errors, and you should be all right. More often than not, at the very least.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see Hedgesville, like you said, have those solid leads multiple times, but Martinsburg kept fighting, and we'll see here if Hedgesville can force a third set or if Martinsburg's going to take this one and go up 2-0 and win, obviously, JV match, but kind of set the tone possibly for some varsity action. I mean, at least, show Martinsburg's ability to win against Hedgesville, as here is not a good start. Service error to begin things, and a point for the Eagles.
There you go. That's an example of going out on a serve being one of those self-enforced errors.
And Jaden Hall there with the service error. Hedgesville trying to get it going here, up 1-0. Swing, and Sykes keeps it alive for the Eagles somehow. Hall sets up her teammate, a block at the net, and Martinsburg can't do anything with it. I should say can't really recover from it, as Ariana Walters and Doramadou combining for the block, I believe. So point Hedgesville, 2-0 lead.
Hedgesville's been great at the net and blocking these spike attempts over.
It seems like they have a slightly better height out there. When we watch varsity, we'll clearly see a lot of height for Hedgesville, as it's now a 3-0 lead here in set two, Dylan.
Right. I mean, we saw Hedgesville get out to a good start in the first set, too.
That's true, yeah. So we'll see if Martinsburg can recover as soft touch goes over. Walters will play it now on the free ball for Martinsburg. And that one hit too hard and out of bounds. Point Hedgesville, it's already 4-0.
I would say that first set did feel more like Hedgesville coughed up an opportunity to win the set at the end after looking like they were more organized, better team for a set, for most of the set, I should say. So it wouldn't surprise me that if they can clean up a couple things, they get out to a lead like they did and hold on to it this time before the third set.
Well, they're already up to a 6-0 lead. We've seen great stuff from Jillian Sykes serving, who got some varsity experience last year with some injuries. And currently she's helping Hedgesville out to this 6-0 lead and make it 7. Martinsburg looks lost on the other end, may need a timeout here. But Sykes is on a roll to start things.
Yeah, I would call one just to get just to throw off the rhythm of the serves, if nothing else.
Hedgesville nearly had a misplay. Alwyn sends over a free ball. Swing from Burkhart, gets over. Counter from the Eagles. Great job by Martinsburg to dive out. Bill Ramadou having to play with it stuck on the net, essentially, and leads to a point Martinsburg. Couldn't really do much about that one, Dylan.
Yeah, that was just kind of a tough bounce the ball, I guess you could say.
Martinsburg now at the serve, and Hedgesville trying to set up the offense. Walters plays it in. Blocked again at the net by Hedgesville. Martinsburg had too many hits, I believe, and a point for the Eagles. So 8-1 here in set 2. And Wilburn will go back to serve for Hedgesville. Groves with the dig. Hedgesville misplays and point Martinsburg 8-2.
It's obviously not out of reach, but this looks like it'll be a tougher task to get back into this set for sure. I think Hedgesville looks a little more locked in this time.
Yep, and right on that cue again, Martinsburg making some mistakes. Service error makes it 9-2. It just feels like Martinsburg really hasn't had anything to show for itself in the second set, been mainly scoring just off of Hedgesville mistakes. Giving a lot of points to Hedgesville, but also not really executing off of some good Hedgesville offense there. You could call it another mistake, another block attempt that they get a piece of, but it heads out of bounds and leads to a point for Martinsburg now at 9-3. So Burkhart will go back and serve it for the Bulldogs, who trail by 6. Sykes sets up. Good job by Martinsburg to dig it out. I believe it's Burkhart. Here's Alwyn with the swing. Rubenthal dives and keeps it alive. DeWater at the net, plays it over. Hedgesville just barely gets it over, and then Martinsburg sends it under the net, and it's a point for the Eagles, 10-3.
And now everything is going right for Hedgesville now.
Yeah, so far.
Have themselves a
Lydia
good
Groves
bounce that
will go back and serve, and she gets it over. Martinsburg trying to get some offense going. Sykes misplays and falls in for a point for the Bulldogs. Glotter will serve. Alwyn. Sykes dumps it over. And Hedgesville would have had too many hits. They can't get it over in 3, and Martinsburg's still in it here, Dylan, at 10-5.
A lot of ball game left. Certainly enough time to get back in this.
DeWater with the serve. And Martinsburg, I think, played it in the net, yeah. And it's another point here for Hedgesville, 11-5. It does feel like, though, the last few points have been more successfully executed by Martinsburg, and Hedgesville's had some misplays. Zoe Alwyn with the serve. Dig from Martinsburg. Alwyn now trying to set something up for the offense. Here's Walters with a big swing. Rubenthal can't keep it alive, and it's a point. Hedgesville 12-5. So we'll see if Hedgesville can force a set 3 here in JV action, or if Martinsburg can hold on and win set 2 and send us to varsity at 12-5. Alwyn service error. Point Martinsburg 12-6. I mean, it was, I'd say, pretty surprising to see Martinsburg battle back there the way they did in set 1 from 18-13. So 12-6 doesn't feel as big of a deal, despite some great runs at times from the Eagles, as there's a big swing, but
a whistle.
Another point for the Bulldogs. I think it might have landed in anyway.
It did.
But we also did have a whistle before that.
It would have been a great kill, I guess you could say. The whistle before, or kind of as it was happening.
Rubenthal, service ace, 12-8. Chipping away.
We'll see if history repeats itself.
Yeah, it felt like last set that they were never really able to get all the way back into it, but then eventually they did, and then once they did, they were able to hold on. As Walters with a big swing, great play from Rubenthal. She's had herself a solid match, and Martinsburg gets it over. Here's Daramadou with the kill on the soft touch, and it's 13-8 Hedgesville. I think it was like a 7-0 lead before Martinsburg got on the board. So
yeah.
Since then, it's been significantly more competitive. Hedgesville's Martinsburg has led 8-6 since that early 7-0 deficit. But will that deficit be enough to lead Martinsburg to victory? Here's Groves from the back line on the serve.
Good serve.
Good dig from Rubenthal. Rubenthal goes to the soft touch. Groves for Daramadou. Martinsburg with the offense. Widman with the serve at the net. Or, I'm sorry, not the serve, the spike attempt in the net. This time she goes to the soft touch and plays it in for the point. As Widmeyer gets it in, and it's a point for Martinsburg. As Alexis Brander couldn't keep it alive, it's 13-9. Eagles still on top of the Dogs here in set 2. Going back to serve for Martinsburg will be Jaden Hall. Groves with the dig, swing from Walters off the diving attempt from the water, and a point for the Eagles, 14-9.
Big time swing. What a play.
Yeah, Walters has had a few of those in both of the matches we've seen, and here's Sykes serving, Dylan, which we saw her start this match with that 7-0 run. Or start the set, I should say.
Nearly had an ace, but Martinsburg, nice recovery.
And they end up with a 14-10 game. Martinsburg can't keep it alive.
That was good effort.
Yeah, on a free ball, though, that hurts. 15-10. Hedgesville extending its lead and keeping its lead. Delaney Wilburn will go back to serve. And Wilburn sends it over. Rubenthal at the dig. Burkhart with the big swing and the point. That's the water, and it's 15-11. And now we'll see Widman go back. Widmeyer. And she had a nice service run in that first set, and here she gets a service ace.
Oh, boy.
15-12.
Yeah, three-point deficit.
Hedgesville on top here in set 2. Martinsburg took set 1. And Hedgesville had a big lead in that one. They had a big lead here in set 2 as well, but Martinsburg's cut it down to just 3. Here's the free ball played over and out. 2-point game. When does now Hedgesville counter for timeout? Because, again, this was a 7-0 set. And since then, it's 13-8.
And now a rotation error on Hedgesville.
The rotation error makes it just a 1-point game, 15-14.
Wow. Couldn't have picked the worst time for that.
Yeah, Hedgesville's just had a lot of mistakes here in the last few moments. And now a misplay by Duramadou ties it at 15. Here's the timeout. Hedgesville will take a break as well. 15 all, 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
We welcome you back here to Hedgesville. Widmeyer goes back to serve. And she gets it over. Oh, nearly an ace, but Hedgesville somehow recovers. Martinsburg now want to stay locked in. They play the free ball. Hedgesville has a misplay and a miscommunication, and Martinsburg's in the lead, Dylan.
It's deja vu all over again.
Yeah, happening a little bit earlier than that last set, but overall just a tremendous comeback and staying locked in considering how this set started. Widmeyer, though, gives the lead right back to a tie on the air. 16 all. Duramadou will go back to serve it for Hedgesville. We're tied at 16. And she plays it over. Big swing from the Lauder. Alwyn. And point Hedgesville on the ball going out of bounds. That makes it 17-16. So can Hedgesville lock it back in, go on a run and force us to a set 3, or will will Martinsburg then, continue their good run here as of late? The Lauder plays it, but it's out. Point Martinsburg 18-16. Point Hedgesville 18-16. Duramadou with the swing. Rubenthal with the dig, and the soft touch there at the net works to perfection. Point Bulldogs 18-17 now, as give credit to Jaden Hall there for the soft touch and the kill. We'll see Maddie Burkhart go back and serve it now for the Bulldogs, who trail it by 1. Groves plays it on the run. Sykes, free ball in. Wow. Don't know how that fell in there from
It didn't think it was going to, yeah.
Cameron Church, but she found a way. Yeah, typically that kind of hit either results in a free ball or just too far, but she ended up placing it perfectly in that back right corner. And now Lydia Groves will play it. The Lauder at the big swing off block. Wow. Well, great plays on both sides now. Both teams trading blocks and trading plays at the net. Eventually we have a free ball head over. Big swing and a block attempt and a point for the Bulldogs, as I believe the player that went up for it, and Daramadou was in the net, I believe was the call, and it's a point Martinsburg. Some excellent plays on both sides.
It's the most back and forth 1 and 2 hits I've seen in at least a long time, if not.
Yeah, Santa Maria making some plays. And there, Martinsburg can't quite play it cleanly, and it's a point Hedgesville 2018. Got some entertaining volleyball there. And we'll see Zoe Alwyn now go back and serve it for the Eagles. Alwyn plays it over. And that one falls out. Point Hedgesville 21-18. But Martinsburg was able to come back and win set 1, 25-23. This one sits at 21-18. Hedgesville. Does Martinsburg have another run left in them, or will Hedgesville put them away finally? Walters with the soft touch gets the point for the Eagles. It's 22-18. Martinsburg burns its timeout. Take a 30-second break. This is EPAC Volleyball on TV 10.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
In Martinsburg, it's 22-18. Hedgesville, Alwyn to serve. Big swing from DeWater and a point for the Eagles, or a point for the Dogs, 22-19. As there's the kill, and that'll bring Rupenthal to go back to serve. Highly entertaining match between Hedgesville and Martinsburg here in EPAC Volleyball. Rupenthal to serve. There's a big swing from Walters, and she finds the perfect spot to make it 23-19 now. Hedgesville just 2 points away from forcing a set 3. Walters has had a really good second set. Saw some good things from her in that first match of JV action that we have seen for Hedgesville against Spring Mills. And there's an ace on the serve from Groves, 24-19. Play from the Bulldogs at the net now. 3 balls sent over. DeWater, tough angle, she gets it in. Kind of looks like Kareem with the sky hook on that one, but it falls in for the point, 24-20. Whatever works right there.
Whatever gets the job done.
Going back is Jaden Hall to serve. Set point, and there's a service ace, 24-21. So does Martinsburg have that last comeback left to prevent this from going to a third set, or will Hedgesville take it? Here's Walters. She's been on mark all match, or all set, but not that time, and it's 24-22. So going back to serve again is Jaden Hall for Martinsburg, who trails by 2. And Hall gets the service error, and we're headed to a third set as she played it into the net. 25-22, your final here in set 2. We'll take a 1-minute break and have set number 3 to decide it all of JV. This is EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back here to Hedgesville High School. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop, as we head to the third and final set of JV volleyball action. Dylan, tied at 1 between the two teams. Winner of this set wins the match. So overall, been an interesting match so far. It feels in some ways like Hedgesville should have took both sets, but Martinsburg had the battle back and came all the way back there in set 1, and then set 2 they almost came all the way back, but Hedgesville held off to win it.
History nearly repeated itself, yeah. But Hedgesville avoided the mistakes at the end, and it was enough to get it done.
So we'll see here. How does both teams answer a set 3? Again, it's 225. Unlike at the varsity level, when you head to the final 5th set, it's first team to 15. At the JV level, they still go all the way to 25, despite it being the last set. So, what does Hedgesville have for Martinsburg? What does Martinsburg have for Hedgesville? It should be interesting to see. We haven't really seen a set play out yet where Martinsburg had control, as they just kind of creeped their way back in to set 1 to win it after being down at 1 point, 18-13. And Hedgesville was looking pretty much in control, and they pretty much controlled the entire set 2, going up early. I believe it was 7-0 before Martinsburg would battle their way back and make it competitive, but eventually Hedgesville would hold on and win 25-22. Martinsburg winning set 1, 25-23, and we're headed to set 3 now with Martinsburg serve, as it's going to be Hall going back there to serve. Jaden Hall, number 11. In the black jersey for the Bulldogs. Student section getting into it for Hedgesville. Martinsburg is starting to fill up a little bit. And now we just wait on the officials. The intensity is in the air for JV set 3. And here we go. Hall gets it over, and it's out of bounds. Point Hedgesville.
Student section's fired up.
Yeah, they're ready to roll for the varsity already. Setting the tone here as Sykes gets it over. Martinsburg has to play a free ball. Groves from the back line. Sykes setting up Walters, who had a great set 2, and that will continue here in set 3 as she gets the kill, 2-0. And Jillian Sykes went on a tremendous run to open up set number 2 and give Hedgesville their big lead. And there, Martinsburg can't get over, so it's a service ace, 3-0. Rubenthal misplaying it. And now Sykes with the serve. Big swing from the water, but too hard, 4-0.
Well, that's what the last set looked like, and it ended up close in the end.
Yeah, we'll see. Sykes another good serve. Whitmire plays it over. Sykes now to set up Walters. She's been dangerous. Plays it off block and a point for the Eagles. 5-0 here in set 3.
But again, another fast start for Hedgesville.
Will it mean something this time? Will they be able to put Martinsburg away? Will Martinsburg continue to battle Hall to Whitmire? Whitmire too hard and out. 6-0. Because we've seen good starts before, but it didn't mean much for the entirety of the set. I suppose you could argue last set is what won them. The set was the good start, but after that 7-0 deficit last time, Martinsburg really outplayed Hedgesville for the most part. And it's 7-0 here. There's another ace from Sykes. And out of bounds. 8-0. And now we get the timeout, Martinsburg.
What a start.
So Hedgesville is rolling here in set 3. We'll take a 30-second break on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. This is high school volleyball.
Drive More Days is back at Carter Myers Automotive. And this year, we'll keep you rolling with a $1,000 gas card. Visit any of our locations to take a test drive, and we'll enter you into a drawing to win a $1,000 gas card. With that kind of money, fill up at the pump for the rest of the year, completely on us. Stop in during Drive More Days for your chance to win a $1,000 gas card. Only at Carter Myers Automotive. Owners just care more.
Proud to be the owners who just care more. Jillian Sykes has been in the zone, and she's got another point there. Service ace, 9-0. Well, Dylan, this has been an unreal start from Sykes. I mean, we saw her do something similar, but to recover out of the timeout, now play it off the tape and get the ace. Might want to let her serve in varsity, too. I mean, she seems to be in a brand new zone. 10-0. Hedgesville. Sykes, again, it comes to an end. All great things must come to an end. And there it does at 10-1. Now the question will be, will the rally end completely for Hedgesville, or will Martinsburg battle back, or will Hedgesville continue its dominance in this third and final set? Sykes setting up Church with a good swing. Nothing to answer for Martinsburg, 11-1. Walters will check out. It's Hedgesville's serve, going back to serve it for the Lady Eagles. Will be Wilburn. And Delaney sends it over, and off Martinsburg, point Hedgesville, 12-1. Wilburn going back to serve again.
Martinsburg's just flat. Totally flat.
Yeah, I think they just lost all their momentum. Hedgesville just in complete control. Alwyn with the dig. Church with the swing. Off block. Point Eagles.
Fell on the Martinsburg side of the net. Yep.
Even when it looks like they have something going, they just don't quite completely execute it perfectly, and it's another point. There's a service error. That's been the only way Martinsburg scored here in this third set. There's 2 service errors from Hedgesville. Other than that, it's been all Eagles. 13-12 here in set 3. Whitmire had a good run earlier in the match a few times as she gets another ace. 13-3. So is this the turning point for Martinsburg like it has been before in this match? Widmeyer gets it over. Nearly an ace. Good recovery from Hedgesville. Alwyn plays the free ball. The water of a big swing. Sykes trying to set it up. Alwyn will have to play another free ball, but it's off Widmeyer and out of bounds, and he had a point. Hedgesville 14-3. The Ramadou will go back to serve at 14-3, Hedgesville. And there's a point for the Dogs. Good execution. 14-4. Burkhart will go back to serve for Martinsburg. As it's Maddie Burkhart in this so far dominating Hedgesville set, and there's a service error, 15-4. It feels very much all but over here, Dylan. It would take an unreal comeback this time. As going back to serve again.
I think Hedgesville is just, I said earlier, locked in.
Yeah, Lydia Grove serving. I mean, the Eagles student section certainly brought it in this third set as well, and I think, I don't know, might have given Hedgesville that extra energy, that extra burst that they needed to maintain their consistency. They do have a few mistakes here in this third set, as a mistake there makes it 15-5. Sykes trying to set up for Ramadou. She plays it just over at the soft hit. Another point for the Eagles, 16-5. Going back to serve is Zoe Alwyn. 16-5, Hedgesville. Alwyn with the good serve. Dug by the Bulldogs. Bulldogs with a good effort, but can't get it over. And falls in for another point for Hedgesville, 17-5. Maddie Burkhart was doing all she could, but couldn't get it over. Alwyn plays it for the back line. Free ball sent over by Martinsburg at the net. Throws of a big swing off net and just out. If that would have fell in, it just would have kind of summarized this third set, Dylan.
Absolutely.
Everything going Hedgesville's way and nothing quite going Martinsburg's at 17-6. Despite Martinsburg winning set one, Hedgesville for the most part has recovered, and again you could argue that they should have won set one as well, but a little bit of a collapse down the stretch led to a Martinsburg victory. Here Martinsburg gets another point, 17-7. And again, even though it's still a 10-point set, you're not seeing Martinsburg just completely throw in the towel, which is always good to see. Rubenthal with the service ace. Miscommunication with there from Hedgesville, as I believe Branner probably should have been the one to play that one, but Lydia Groves came over and kind of cut her off. Not certain if it would have made a difference or not, but 17-8. Rubenthal this time attacks Groves. Sykes diving out, keeping it alive, and Hedgesville gets it over. Block attempt. Sykes for Groves, and Martinsburg's cut it down to just 8, 17-9. Great run here from Rubenthal.
Yeah, good serves always gives a team a chance, and Hedgesville's making a couple mistakes now, letting their guard down a bit.
Yeah, I think they've... Wow, somehow that free ball gets over, and I didn't think it was. Groves with Sykes with the soft touch. Here's Sykes again for Walters. She goes with the soft one. And then Widmeyer has an issue with it at the net, and it leads to a point. Hedgesville, 18-9. Emery Groves will go back to serve. Daramadou will check out. 18-9 our score. Hedgesville on top of Martinsburg in this third set. And there Groves gets it over. Off the tape. Widmeyer plays it well, and it's a point. Bulldogs 18-10. So Hall will serve. Jaden Hall sends it right to Groves. Sykes will have to send a free ball. Hall now trying to set it up for Widmeyer at the net. She can't get it over. Walters goes to the free ball. And both teams kind of trading those right now. Walters, soft hit, finds the perfect spot in the Martinsburg defense, 19-10.
Good team volleyball right there. Good passing. Make the right play.
Widmeyer into the net. Point, Hedgesville. Or 20-10, excuse me. And we're back to Sykes, who started this with a 10-0 run. With her serving. Probably had about 4 or 5 aces in there as well, at least. Sykes now setting up Walters. Big swing off block. But it falls in on the Hedgesville side and a point Martinsburg 2011. As Eagles couldn't quite get to it.
Just a good block that time.
Yeah.
They're ready for it.
Even though Walters has been very dominant, it feels like. Sykes keeps it alive. Walters plays it over at 2011. Sykes now with the soft touch. Martinsburg continuing to counter. DeWater, big swing. Sykes. Walters plays it. Tipped by Martinsburg, I think, there initially, and that threw it off a little bit, making it 21-11. So Hedgesville is 4 points away from winning this third and final JV set. On the other side, Martinsburg trying to somehow come back here from down 10. Wilburn gets it over. Good location there from Burkhart. She gets the point, make it 21-12. Martinsburg going back to serve again. Hedgesville in the lead here. Widmeyer will serve it. She had some good runs throughout this match. Groves for Sykes for Allwin now. Gets it over. Swing from the water of the net. Daramadou off block. Can't handle it. And it's 21-13.
The Eagles just need to get their heads straight. For these last few points. I think we just saw someone on the court kind of say that. As Martinsburg does a little bit of the work for them.
Yeah, service error there from Martinsburg. 22-13. Daramadou goes back to serve at 22-13. She gets it over. Big swing. Sykes plays.
Nice dig.
And that somehow fell in. Point Hedgesville 23-13.
I guess I can't blame Martinsburg for thinking that there was no way that kind of hit was going to stay in, but it definitely was very much within the line.
Yeah, I didn't think so initially, but it did fall in there for the point. And now Hedgesville's just 2 points away. Daramadou serving again. Plays it for Martinsburg. Big swing from Santa Maria. And Santa Maria has the kill. So Maddie Burkhart will go back and serve, and Burkhart gets the ace. Perfect location on that one, 23-15. Burkhart again to serve. And service ace again off Wilburn. Point Martinsburg.
I know you've got wiggle room up by this much, but we've seen the first two sets play. You never know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't want to count Martinsburg out of this one, and you don't want to necessarily just give it to Hedgesville. All window, good swing. Good recovery on the Martinsburg side by Knoll. Sykes again diving out. Allwin again with the big swing. Knoll again having to have a nice dig. Martinsburg sends the free ball. Sykes trying to set up the offense. Cameron Church too far. Point. Martinsburg 23-17. It's become a competitive set, Dylan.
It has. This is a lot of sets. There's a lot of serves that Martinsburg has to get right in a row.
For sure. And that one, they don't. There's the error, and just 1 point away is Hedgesville, and what's turned into kind of a sloppy set three, but
kind of said it because it seemed like we were due for one.
For sure, yeah. Lydia Groves now to serve again. And Allwin gets the touch and the point on the kill from Zoe Allwin, wins it for Hedgesville 25-17. Lost set 1 25-23, win set 2 25-22, and win set 3 25-17. Take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have our post-game show. This is EPAC Volleyball on TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
Welcome you back here to Hedgesville, our post-game show. Brought to you by the Tudor's Biscuit World. Brought to you by Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way at Tudor's, located at 8625 Winchester Avenue in Inwood. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop here on the post-game show. Dylan, just your thoughts on that JV matchup.
Well, it felt like Hedgesville was the better team, that they should have been the one to come out with the win. But they just kept, whether it was the fact that Martinsburg would go on their runs or Hedgesville would make a run of mistakes, they kept it close and made it interesting. And even, Martinsburg obviously took a set, but in the end, I think it was a good win for Hedgesville, especially that last set. Dominated. And it kind of felt like that was the kind of set they could have potentially put together in the first two, but just weren't quite able to. Martinsburg kept being able to make more runs.
Yeah, so as we look back on it, again, set one, 25-23 Martinsburg, set two, 25-22 Hedgesville, and set number three there was 25-17 Hedgesville as they end up taking it in three. We'll see what happens in varsity action. We'll take a 5-minute break now and return. We'll have the pregame show for the varsity between Martinsburg and Hedgesville High School volleyball action here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube back in 5 minutes.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandSmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
WVU Medicine Children's is celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit at Berkeley Medical Center. Our Level 3 NICU provides specialized care for babies born with low birth weight, prematurity, and those recovering from serious conditions. Berkeley Medical Center is proud to provide exceptional care for our tiniest patients close to home. Join WVU Medicine Children's in celebrating this 10-year milestone at Berkeley Medical Center.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Hi,
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor, and then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Hedgesville High School. We get ready for varsity volleyball action between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the home team, the Hedgesville Eagles. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini with you on the Anthony's Pizza pregame show, brought to you by Anthony's Pizza, where nobody does it better. Call 304-229-7373 or stop in at 8625 Winchester Avenue in Inwood to order today. Nick, we saw a 3-set win for Hedgesville in the JV match before this, but as we've seen so far this year, the JV match isn't always a good barometer of what we're going to see in the varsity match, or at least for what we've seen so far this year. And from time to time, other years, of course. But this is a Hedgesville team that has only lost one set through 4 matches so far this year, and didn't drop any sets in 2 EPAC matches they've had so far against Washington and Spring Mills. So they come in here and see if they can keep that going against Martinsburg.
Yeah, I mean, hypothetically, or not even hypothetically, but just, I wouldn't really predict Hedgesville to lose tonight if I was making a prediction, because, I mean, like you said, they haven't lost a set in the EPAC. Not that they've had a whole lot of EPAC matches. I guess this is only their second one, but their only set that they lost, or I guess it's their third. Washington is, of course, independent that they have. But, either way, they just haven't been very vulnerable, so I wouldn't really expect that tonight. Martinsburg looked pretty good in their first 2 sets against Spring Mills, and then I don't really know what happened. So that's a concern, I think, for me heading into tonight, because Hedgesville, I think, clearly showed that they're better than Spring Mills. You went to 5 with Spring Mills, so, on paper, this shouldn't be super competitive. But I think Martinsburg's proven from time to time to kind of surprise you a little bit. I think they're a relatively young team. Coach Nelson does a pretty good job of having his team usually at least play to expectations or play a little bit better than what you might expect against some of these top-level EPAC teams. So would I be shocked if Martinsburg keeps it around for 4 sets? Not completely, but would I be at least a little bit surprised? Yeah. I mean, I think Hedgesville not only is one of the best teams in this area, I think they have a chance to be state champions this year with everything they have coming back and how good they were last year. Of course, Musselman will have something to say about that, and other teams throughout the state that are some of the best as well will have something to say, but they're definitely in the contention, and I'd say Martinsburg is more so still trying to develop the program. So, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know if maybe the time off helps Martinsburg or not. I feel like you want to be playing a lot early in the year, especially when you've only played your 2 games or both in conference against EPAC teams, so could set you back a little bit here at 0-2 if you do fall. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I mean, Hedgesville has clearly been the more dominant team so far, more consistent team, and you gotta have high expectations for them.
Yeah, I think you're right that they have that state championship potential. Like you said, Musselman will have something to say about that, and the defending state champion Morgantown Mohegans will also have something to say about that. But I think that's more than likely, they're kind of a top 3 to watch out for. I'm sure there's some others thrown in. But with that, we will take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll get coaches' interviews with Coach Whitford and Coach Nelson. This is EPAC Volleyball on TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
Drive More Days is back at Carter Myers Automotive, and this year we'll keep you rolling with a $1,000 gas card. Visit any of our locations to take a test drive, and we'll enter you into a drawing to win a $1,000 gas card. With that kind of money, fill up at the pump for the rest of the year, completely on us. Stop in during Drive More Days for your chance to win a $1,000 gas card. Only at Carter Myers Automotive. Owners just care more.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome back to Hedgesville High School. We are just about 7.5 minutes away from the start of the varsity match between Martinsburg and Hedgesville. Let's get to our coaches' interviews that we had pregame with Coach Allison Whitford and Coach Mike Nelson of Hedgesville and Martinsburg.
Here with Coach Nelson of Martinsburg Bulldogs. Coach, you're coming off of your first match of the year against Spring Mills, had the week off from games into a busy week this week. So I want to talk about, just ask you about that last game against Spring Mills where you got off to a hot start and then Spring Mills was able to come back in that one. What do you think was your main takeaway from that? Because you were able to get up 2-0, but then obviously Spring Mills got the win in the end. So what did you take away from that one?
So I thought we passed really well in that match, even in the sets that we did not win. I felt like we had some serving errors there in the fourth and fifth set, particularly, and hitting errors was our main issue in that game against Spring Mills that night.
Do you think it sometimes can be tough for your players to stay engaged when they get up 2-0 like that, and you get a third set and a fourth set where technically they might be thinking, well, it's okay if we lose this one because we have another one. Is it tough to kind of get them out of that mindset sometimes, maybe?
It is tough. We only have 3 seniors, so several of this team is young. So that definitely is a concern, and I do believe that was part of what happened that night as well.
You mentioned 3 seniors. Who among them and the team in general do you think has stepped up as the leaders of this team, being as it is young? Have there been anyone that stood out as sort of, maybe not the leaders in terms of play, but in terms of leadership?
We have 2 juniors that have stepped up this year in that leadership role. Katie and Anise have stepped into that role, especially during practice and stuff. They give a lot of feedback. And they like to help the little freshman girls as well, so that's great to see.
All right, you're coming into Hedgesville here tonight. Always a tough place to play, always a tough team to face. So what do you think is going to be the key for your team tonight against the Eagles?
I think first ball contact is going to be crucial. We're going to have to serve we're going to have to pass well, and we're going to have to limit our unforced errors. I think that's going to keep us in the ball game if we can do those three things.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, here with Coach Whitford of the Hedgesville Eagles. Coach, you guys have gotten off to a good start on the year. Only lost one set so far and gotten through 2 EPAC games as part of that as well. What do you attribute to your team's fast start so far?
I think we're just taking it one day at a time. We have a lot of returners and a lot of, sophomores that are coming in as juniors now. That's a lot of our game changers is what I call them. So we're just kind of stepping into that role, and we knew our weaknesses coming in, and we're trying to focus a little bit on those. And then as the games start rolling, we will find more weaknesses, and we'll fix them as they come.
We talked a lot last year about how you guys were going through some injury troubles. Parker Sutherland at the beginning of the year, Kylie Ann East the middle of the year, missing a good bit of time. What has it meant for you guys to have, more of, the full, strength of your roster, which, a great roster full of some really talented young players, having them all together to be able to gel together?
Yeah, it means a lot. We say that every day. Like, we get to practice. We don't have to practice. We get to practice. We know that there are girls that would kill to be here. We love Elena Harper. We would wish you could have her senior year with us. But it means a lot just in practice, having those different girls that we can throw in there, and they all have different, positives. And so just seeing different things helps us, I know. And like I said last week, we're just so versatile that we can throw anybody in there and ask them to do whatever, and they have a great attitude, and we make it work.
Got Martinsburg coming in tonight. What have you seen from them? What do you know about, from last year even, how you prepared your team for this one, what you think the keys are for tonight's match?
Yeah, I think, no matter what team we play, it's serve and pass. We got to make sure we're serving and passing. I know they lost a little bit from last year, but they still have a lot of their girls back. So, we don't really scout right now the first couple of times we play or anything like that. We're just focused on what's happening on our side. But yeah, mostly I think just serving and passing is our most important thing tonight.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Number 7, your center fielder, Jordan Keene.
Thanks again to Coach Whitford and Coach Nelson for giving us time before the games. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back with the rosters for both sides before we start the varsity match between Hedgesville and Martinsburg. This is EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Welcome back to the Anthony's Pizza pregame show on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Let's get you the rosters for both varsity squads here tonight. Let's start with the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Number 1 is Aubrey Killian. Number 2 is Sophia Ray. Number 5, Avery Sifford. Number 7 is Abby Rupenthal. Number 9 is DM Bajent. Number 10, Preslyn Heidel. Number 13, Cameron Sine. Number 17, Emma Bass. Number 18, Addie Strovel. Number 19, Riley DeLauder. Number 22, Katie Zittel. Number 23, Anise Villa. Number 27, Megan Kelso. Number 34, Peyton McMillan. And on the Hedgesville side of things, number 1 is Addison Groves. Number 2 is Brianna Ryder. Going here, Addison Sykes wears number 14. Kylie-Ann East, number 7. Chloe Hudson, number 10. Lexi Winston, number 8. Gracie Brown, number 11. Alexis Smith, number 5. Jayana Ware, number 13. Parker Sutherland, number 16. Delaney Cedars wears number 4. Jillian Sykes, number 15. Addison Groves, number 1. Grace Lathwell, number 9. Emmy Bishop, number 12. And Savannah Parker, number 6. So with that, let's take a 3-minute break back at the studio. 3 minutes. And when we come back, it will be just about time for first serve here from Hedgesville. After this 3-minute break, we'll be back with more EPAC volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Rox has 3 new chicken sandwiches for $4.99. They got the golden chicken sandwich, the hot honey mango, and one with the 4 basic food groups: chicken, buffalo, bacon, and ranch. Righteous!
Rox Local Market. 3 new chicken sandwiches, just $4.99.
Rox has 3 new chicken sandwiches for $4.99. I'm getting the golden chicken sandwich or the buffalo bacon ranch. Hot honey mango for me. Dude, you don't have any eyebrows.
Rox Local Market. 3 new chicken sandwiches, just $4.99.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
If you're going to hit like trash all day, I tell you what, I got a real chance here. Oh, hey, speaking of, I was coming down the road the other day back from McIntosh Valley, and I saw a billboard with these crazy deals that Panhandle Dumpsters have.
Drew, hey, come on.
Oh, and did you know that if you sign up, you get your first month free? Dude, sorry, man. But I just wish somebody would have told me about these crazy deals that Panhandle Dumpsters has.
Drew, how many times have I told you to sign up for Panhandle Dumpsters? They give away discounts for first responders, veterans, and seniors. If you pay for a whole year, you get the 13th month free. Now shut up and watch me hit this drive.
Signing up with Panhandle is like a hole-in-one every day.
Set on TV 10 is brought to you by Parsons Ford. 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at PortsMouthFord.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons, Dylan Bishop, and Nick Verzolini with you. Colin McLaughlin back at the studio. Martinsburg will serve first.
Yeah, here we go, Dylan. I mean, Hedgesville has been really good to start this season. Martinsburg, we haven't seen a whole lot from them, so interested to see how this one plays out.
Katie Zittel sends the first set too far. First serve, excuse me. And Hedgesville will start the first set up 1-0.
First serve of the first set. So that's what you're probably meaning to say, Dylan.
That's right. And Hedgesville gets their first serve back on the other side. After Ryder puts the serve up, Gracie Brown sends it. And it'll fall on Martinsburg's side of the net. First kill for Gracie Brown.
Yeah, like we said the other night, it's great to see Gracie Brown back out there. Got hurt in softball.
Early in softball.
Yeah, so what could she have brought to Hedgesville?
And what does Parker Sutherland bring to Hedgesville? Great play in the middle and a great kill right there, 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, that front line, very dangerous. Have the height, have the athleticism to make some great plays, and you see that there from Sutherland.
Another serve from Ryder. Pushing that over is Strobel, but on the outside of the antenna. The point goes to Hedgesville, 4-0.
And Martinsburg's a little bit undersized. I mean, you have Addison Strobel, who we know has talent and has height as well, but outside of her, it's not the biggest team.
And there's an ace for Ryder. 5-0. Hedgesville off to, continuing the momentum that JV had going, carrying it over to the first set of varsity.
I mean, already 5-0. And, we did see the height of Spring Mills not really play too much of a factor against this Hedgesville team either, so not always about height, but.
And that's another ace. Martinsburg having trouble handling the serves. And an early timeout from Coach Nelson at 6-0. We'll take a 30-second break. Be back with more EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 WRNR TV on YouTube.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Back out of the timeout, 6-0. Hedgesville opening up an early lead in set number one. Another serve from Ryder. It'll be Zittel popping it up for Bajent, but it's sent back over by Sutherland. Great reaction time from Sutherland to just kind of punch it over. And there was nobody home on the other side. It stayed in, 7-0.
Yeah, and you mentioned Ryder and her start. I mean, she had a really good match against Spring Mills. So,
Zittel for Bajent again in the middle.
This team feels pretty complete.
Sutherland tried to fool the defense a little bit at the last second, move her hand over to push it to the left side, and didn't quite get it over the net. Waited a little too long. So Martinsburg will serve. Sent over by Cameron Sine. He'll go back to the middle for Sutherland. There's Strovel, sends it too far and out, 8-1.
And from the last time that we saw Martinsburg, really the stars ended up being Sifford and Bajent. They were both really good for Martinsburg and that lost to Spring Mills. So we'll see if they can step it up here again tonight, but they're going to need a lot of players to play well, obviously, to have a chance against Hedgesville. And so far, down 8-1.
Wide set for Villa. blocked. Back set. Lexi Winston hits it up. Martinsburg keeps it up. Free ball attempt by Villa doesn't go over the net. So it's 9-1.
And Villa had kind of an up and down match against Spring Mills, so it'll be interesting to see tonight if she can execute at a high level. But, I mean, great start here for Hedgesville. And this will be key, too, if Sutherland's able to serve effectively, because she struggled a little bit in the last match that we saw her in. So if she can service effectively, it just adds another part to her game. 1, and 2 helps Hedgesville that much more.
Sutherland serves it at Sifford, and it's another service error, first touch error.
Maybe
on
a
the
service
Martinsburg
ace,
side.
but
yeah, it's an ace. Service ace. Serve receive error. There you are. 10-1. Parker Sutherland once again. Back set. Strovel blocked. Villa stays underneath it though. They'll go back to her on the set from Zittel.
Block party.
Yeah. And then off the block, Martinsburg can't get it back over to the Hedgesville side. That's a kill for Gracie Brown. Make it 11-1. Molten hot start for the Eagles. Sutherland serves again. Back at Sifford. Another tough serve. Another ace. 12-1. Dominant first set.
Yeah, no, I mean.
But some of these have been Martinsburg's mistakes.
Some of them have, but for the most part, it really has felt like it's been Hedgesville execution as well. So, and look, if you're minimizing those mistakes and forcing the other team into errors.
Yeah, there's a nice kill. Finally get Martinsburg back on the board again by Strovel. Back over to Martinsburg. Bajent serves it in the net. 13-2. Here comes Addison Sykes and Gianna Ware off the bench for Hedgesville. Sykes will serve. And it's another ace. Great serve by Addison Sykes. Just had the bottom drop out of that one like a changeup.
Yeah, I mean, this has just been a pretty ridiculous start. 14-2.
Incredibly impressive.
Yeah,
Phillips sets up, and Strovel can't reach it. Now it's just another mistake by Martinsburg, starting to fall apart as this set gets more and more out of hand.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Musselman yet, so, but I'm really looking forward to seeing them. I'm looking forward to seeing the matchup when we do see it between Musselman and Hedgesville. But, yeah, Hedgesville looks very good.
Sifford pops this one up. Zittel sets middle.
And now just the fourth set that I've seen of them so far.
Gracie Brown blocked by Strovel and McMillan. Ware on the other side is going to sail this one too far and out to make it 15-3.
And the thing that I think really stands out is they have depth. I mean, outside of, you get to their second unit or their second or third rotation, and it's still, players coming off the bench, players playing in different roles. Doesn't matter. They still find ways to succeed.
Killian sends this serve, almost letting it go was Hedgesville, but Villa, big swing and a big dig by Ryder, and the set was, I think, not where Gianna Ware was expecting it to go, or took her a second to realize that she was the one that needed to get there. So it's 15-4. Killian with another serve at Ryder. They'll go to Ware on the left side. Another one that sails out. So Ware looks like it's overhitting the ball just a little bit so far.
Yeah, she's had a little bit of a tough set so far, but
just her first couple swings.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely a capable player. She's one of those players that I would point to that doesn't start but can give you some good, rotations.
Brown with a deep kill near the 10 line from the right side, as Martinsburg can't get it back across. 16-5, Emmy Bishop comes on. Brianna Ryder will take a seat.
And you see there Coach Whitford also talking to Ware about what she was doing wrong maybe and trying to correct that.
Great serve by Brown. Almost got a Martinsburg hands call, I think, but in the end, it's another point for Hedgesville and another Martinsburg timeout at 17-5 in the first set. We'll take 30 seconds and come back, see if Hedgesville can close it out. It's EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
WVU Medicine Surgery welcomes Dr. Anthony Mark, Dr. Alexandra Zubowicz, and Dr. Rebecca Schuford. Our expert team of board-certified surgeons combines state-of-the-art technology with patient-centered medical care. With 2 convenient locations, WVU Medicine Surgery offers a variety of surgery options featuring revolutionary treatments that result in better surgical outcomes and quicker recoveries. Now accepting new patients. For appointments, call 304-596-2150.
17-5 Hedgesville. An incredibly fast start for the Eagles, who have yet to drop a set in EPAC play and have only dropped 1 overall in their 4 matches that they've had so far. And another point as Villa tries to hit it soft across the net with a big aggressive run up to it to kind of throw it off, but Emmy Bishop saw it coming, finesse right back, and it drops in.
And I think Bishop's like only a sophomore, so
yeah,
it's just, this is a really good team and just so many different players.
And there's a kill for Martinsburg. On the other side, Riley DeLauder makes it 18-6, and yeah, Emmy Bishop, the younger sister of last year's Martinsburg captain, one of the captains for volleyball, Skylar Bishop. Villa with the serve. They'll go in the middle for Chloe Hudson. And Martinsburg is not able to get it back. 19-6. Hudson sits. Sutherland's back on.
Yeah, Bishop played a pretty big role on last year's team with Sutherland's injury. She had to fill in and start, I think, a lot of the time. But, I mean, she's obviously capable, and it just shows that this team stayed together, too, I think is pretty impressive.
Another soft kill for Emmy Bishop. It's a little punch into no man's land, 20-6.
Because there's plenty of players that, you know, if you wanted to with the new transfer rule, you could say, okay, I could go here and maybe not be a part of as good as a team, but I could get my own personal stats, and they're not really about that, which is something you like to see.
A great recovery by the Eagles to even get that across, but it lands out 20-7.
Yeah, I mean, Martinsburg, I think they just need something to go their way to get some momentum. Obviously, this first set, you found yourself in a hole early. It's going to be tough to battle back. Probably not going to do that here down 21-8 or 21-7.
Yeah,
so
service error makes it 21.
You know, how do you refocus for set 2? Because this thing could be over very, very quickly with the way Hedgesville's rolling.
And wow, another kill. Great set for Bishop so far.
Yeah. Bishop taking over, you know. You've seen a lot of good things from Hedgesville.
Kylie Ann East serving. Set at the net, and a nice kill for DM Bajan. Put an 8th point up on the board for Martinsburg in the set.
Again, Bajent was very good in that match against Spring Mill. She hasn't had too many opportunities tonight to show her stuff, but
she's made her way through the ranks of Martinsburg's teams quickly as this serve goes out, makes it 23-8. Last year she was a freshman on the JV team. This year she's a sophomore on the varsity team.
Yeah, and I think we saw her development throughout last season, and it's pretty impressive, and it continues into this season, so no real surprise to see her on varsity, especially with some of the frontline players that they lost.
Set. Brown. Oh, just out. That seemed like a kill that Brown might have had in the bag. Sent it a little too far. Couldn't quite
She hit it
there.
She hit it very well in terms of power, but probably a little bit too much power. But
just a little too much. 23-9. Go back to Cameron Sign. Serving for the Bulldogs.
Well, she'll get another chance.
Yep, trying again, but Zittle's there.
Well, she went soft that time.
Big run up, big swing, big kill for East Villa.
Villa didn't go soft at all. That was a great swing from Villa. Again, I think Martinsburg has some potential with players like Villa, Bajent. We've seen Zittle for a lot of years. Strovel, of course, Sifford. So there's some depth to this team, some experienced players, I should say. And another point there on the kill, or on the service ace.
Ryder tried to run her foot to the back line and follow it out, but I think she might have been further away from the line to begin with than she thought. So nice ace, 23-11. That kill from Villa bounced all the way up to the top of the bleachers on the side that they've been kept up on. 23-11. Soft touch from Sutherland, almost a pancake by Sifford. Might have even actually got under it, but in the end still falls. 24-11.
Yeah, you're right. It's stuck up there now.
Set point. Parker Sutherland serving. Straight at Sifford. Zittle sets for Villa. Blocked. Hedgesville will get it back over, but the first touch by Sifford is all they'll get. 25-11. Dominant first set for the Eagles. So we'll go to set number 2 with Hedgesville up 1-0. And after this 1-minute break, we'll be back for set number 2. This is EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor. And then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Our second set is brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations. Robert Fields and Sons, proudly serving our area since 1880. Huge 25-11 first set win for Hedgesville over Martinsburg. Nick, I mean, you could say it doesn't get much better than that. I guess it could technically get 11 points better, but
right.
Hedgesville absolutely just ran away with that first set.
Yeah, I mean, Hedgesville did have a few mistakes here and there, but for the most part, executed very well. I think Martinsburg never really got in any sort of rhythm because Hedgesville just jumped out to an early lead, and then by the time Martinsburg seemed to maybe find a little bit of success or moderate success, the set was pretty much over. So the question, I think, comes out here in set 2. Can Martinsburg play a lot better in those first 10 to 15 points where the set isn't over before it ever really begins? So that's going to be really important, I think, for them. Is just focus on the early points, and then if you're in it through those first 10 to 15, then you have a little bit of a shot to at least extend this thing. But if not, then it's just going to feel like Hedgesville's just, playing the third set just for fun, because, it would feel pretty impossible. I feel like if Martinsburg were to come out in this set, also struggle and also, not be very competitive, for Martinsburg to win a third set. So we'll see. But the good thing about really just volleyball is that it never really seems to keep that consistency throughout an entire match. It's very rare, I feel like, that we see 3 sets of varsity just be all non-competitive. Now, that doesn't mean we won't see a sweep, but it could very well get a little bit closer. But, hey, Ryder's serving, so you got to like your chances with her back there for Hedgesville, and Martinsburg needs to do a lot better.
First serve was to Ryder, and the first point will go to Martinsburg on the violation. I guess when the name of the game is sending a ball rocketing at your opponent, you never know which way the ball might bounce, and I guess that's why you get some inconsistency. Sutherland fires that one too far. So a 2-0 start for the Bulldogs. And that serve is going to go out. Ryder this time was right to let it go. Sutherland serves. Right at Sifford. Siddle sets. A big swing, but a block by Bajent on Gracie Brown.
Well, Martinsburg's got a little bit of early momentum. So, again, can they make it a much more competitive set? So far, they've come out. They've had a lot better execution. Got the first mistake from Hedgesville, and now they get an ace. So,
a big-time ace from Emma Bass. Bulldogs responding early here in the second set, early on. And the next serve, a little too far. Ryder once again.
Yeah.
Makes the right choice.
You really got to try to minimize those, though. If you do get some mistakes from Hedgesville, you can't counter with your own mistakes. I know they did come out with an ace there, but then you come just a few points or swings later and you get an error. So
Sykes with the serve. Free ball over. Sykes will set for Brown. Big swing. The block. It goes off the net.
Yeah, landed, I think, on the Martinsburg side, it looked like. So.
Yeah, the point goes to the Eagles, 4-3. Bulldogs lead.
It was a good timing on the block, just not the direction.
Villa takes a little bit off of this one and gets the kill. 5-3 now.
Seems like Hedgesville's a little bit out of sync with their rotations and some communication.
Bajent serves, and it goes out.
Better job that time.
I believe that's 2 for 2 on Bajent serving out of bounds, unfortunately. Had a good game so far, good match so far in all the other areas, pretty much. Brown, line drive, serve, hits off of sign for the ace, 5-5.
All right, well, through the first 10 points, we're tied. So, overall, I think Martinsburg's obviously done a lot better.
Another good serve from Brown. This time Martinsburg able to get it back over. To the middle, Chloe Hudson finds the soft spot. No one's home. 6-5.
Yeah, Hudson very solid. Don't talk a ton about her, so she's good in that starting front line as well. With Sutherland and Brown get a lot of the stardom.
Villa, big swing. It's off block though. Ware, and unlike the first set, she gets this one in for the kill.
Yeah, it's good to see, especially when you have a few missed hits early on in the match to recover and settle back in this set.
Set off block. Amy Bishop off block and another kill for her. There's another one that drops in. It's Villa. This time on the Martinsburg side. Getting another kill. So 8-6. Set from Sykes. Chloe Hudson sends it too far. It's 8-7.
Well, again, 15 points in. We're still very close. So Martinsburg's doing enough to at least give you that thought that they could win this set and stay in the set. And as long as you can do that, I mean, you never know what happens late when the pressure's on.
Bishop gets the set. Martinsburg keeps it up. It's dumped over, and nobody takes responsibility for that one.
Yeah, Hedgesville seems, again,
Riley
not
DeLauder
communicating the best, very out of their rotations.
8-8. Line drive serve from Killian. We'll go to Ware on the right side, and she gets the kill. Eagles go back in front. There's a serve from Smith. And DeLauder is going to send this one too far. 2 in a row for the Eagles. 10-8. Line drive off the net. Martinsburg nearly keeps it up, but that'll be an ace for Smith.
Well, that's pretty impressive just that they even had a shot, because I had thought that ball had fell in initially, but Martinsburg able to keep it alive and at least give themselves a chance to get a point, even though they didn't.
Smith hits this one. Killian sets up Villa on the right side, and it'll be blocked out of bounds. So that's point to the Bulldogs. Sutherland, big swing. Martinsburg somehow, some way keeps it up. But Sutherland comes back, and this time she gets it. 2-for-1 special. She gets the kill. (12-9). Set number 2. already way more competitive in the first set. Improvement from Martinsburg. Sent over. Killian sets up McMillan off the block of Sutherland for the kill. Served by Sifford. East sets up Sutherland. Another big swing and another big kill. 13-10. Hedgesville lead back up to 3.
Yeah, I think as the match goes on, Martinsburg has shown now an ability to at least compete with Hedgesville, but how do they sustain that through a full 25 points to win?
Bagent has it sent back. Big time roof for Sutherland, 14-10. I don't know how used to not being the tallest player on the court DM Bagent is. Sutherland made her feel that. As it's followed up by another ace for the Eagles. It's 15-10. And that provokes a timeout from Coach Nelson. Take a 30-second break. This is EPAC Volleyball on TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Brianna Ryder will serve after the timeout. 15-10 Hedgesville in set number 2 after they won the first set 25-11. And here's a big swing by Riley DeLauder. Still stays up. Martinsburg sets up. Set by Killian. Big swing by Bass. It stays on the Bulldogs side for another Hedgesville point. The lead extends to 6. Ryder sends it up Sifford. Set by Killian, way back. Villa's got to hit a free ball. Left side, Gracie Brown making a 7-point lead as the Eagles pour it on.
Something that doesn't really have too much to do with the match, but if you chant toward another student section that you can't hear them, doesn't that mean that you did hear them?
I suppose you heard them enough to tell that they're making noise, but not loud enough to know what they're chanting. Maybe
it's so predictable, Dylan. We gotta get better chants.
Another point for the Eagles. It's Sutherland again. It's 18-10. And what was a competitive set is no more. Obviously, that can change. We saw how the JV sets were going, but 8-point lead for the Eagles. Hit across by DeLauder. Kylie Yen East back set. And there's a kill for Lexi Winston on the right side. The floodgates have opened. There's the second timeout.
Like, here we go. We're going to get talk it over from the Hedgesville student section. No, they did something else. I don't know what it was. I can't hear them.
They only said it twice.
Yeah,
so I guess we'll keep it here through this timeout. It's a lively student section tonight.
I mean, they brought it in terms of numbers, but
in the prison break theme, I guess is what they're going for. A lot of orange jumpsuits, a couple Hamburglar outfits going on over here.
Something like that, yeah. Martinsburg doesn't really have a theme. It's mainly just, I guess, some JV players.
It's the visiting student section.
Yeah, no, it's not very common to see a ton from the visiting student section in varsity volleyball. It depends on the matchup, I think, as well. But hey, I'm just happy to see people supporting girls sports. And again, we have a pretty good crowd on hand overall, so that's good to see.
19-10. After the timeout, it has to be a free ball from Martinsburg. East sets up Brown, and there's another one. Doubling up the Bulldogs now, 20-10. Just an insane run. Another serve from Ryder. Here comes Bajent with a big-time kill off of Winston. Finally ending the Hedgesville run. Yeah, I believe it was 10-10. Was it not, Nick? And it went to 20-10?
That sounds about right. Yeah, it certainly was close through. It was 8-7 at one point.
There's another point for the Eagles. Sutherland just finding every hole in the Bulldogs' defense.
And that's what we talked about. Would it be possible for Martinsburg to, they did pretty well through the first 15, but a full 25, I guess, about 50 points of action. Can you maintain that, and can you get to 25 before Hedgesville does? And it just doesn't seem likely.
A line drive kill.
Yeah, that was nice.
Emma Bass.
That's pretty impressive, but again, they've had their moments from time to time, but just especially when Hedgesville gets to that first rotation, it just feels pretty tough for them.
21-12. Soft touch, and Bajent tries to get it over, but hits it out.
I think Martinsburg is going to get better throughout the season and be solid, but they had kind of a tough draw. You start with Spring Mills, who may not be, again, a Hedgesville or Musselman, but usually a pretty solid team. They return a lot of experience. And then you take on Hedgesville, who returns probably the most experience in the EPAC. So it's not ideal, but I think Martinsburg will continue to get better.
This is a big hit for the kill. Addie Strovel. Hopefully a little momentum if you're Martinsburg. You hope that is some momentum to go your way. 22-13. The M. Bajent will serve. And once again, just too much power on the serves today.
Yeah, they've had some issues with the serves. Serve receive has been, not great either, so those little things.
Gracie Brown serving at 23-13. Here comes Villa. She's blocked, but it goes out. Point to the Bulldogs.
I think, though, overall, set two's been a lot better, but
got off to a better start.
You did have kind of a tough middle part of this set. You finished okay here. If you can get a few points, make it a little bit closer.
The serve is in the net.
Yeah, service error is never good, especially when you're at that 23-point mark or so. And the other team now can put you away with just either one more mistake of yours, you can't afford another mistake, or just well-executed offense from Hedgesville.
Serve from Smith. Villa tries to hit this one over and able to get this one over. 24-15. Amy Bishop left side off block. Set up. Bass. Too far, and that's your set point. 25-15. In the end, after a competitive start to the set, Hedgesville goes on a run to win the set by 10 in the end. To go up 2-0. 25-11, 25-15. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back for set number 3. See if Hedgesville closes it out with a sweep or if Martinsburg can get back in it. This is EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Set number 3 is brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. Proud to be the owners who just care more. Another great set for the Hedgesville Eagles, who have yet to drop one in EPAC play in their 3rd contest now. 1 win against Washington and 1 against Spring Mills. And just 1 set dropped so far this season early on in their 5th match. Martinsburg 0-1 on the year so far. They played our opening contest of the year for TV10's volleyball schedule. The opening Thursday of the first week of school against Spring Mills. Went up 2-0 and then lost 3 in a row for a 5-set loss. And this is their first match since then.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably not ideal either. Not only do you have to start the year with 2 EPAC teams, but you take such a long time in between matches where Hedgesville's been playing, and this is already their 5th match of the year. So
12 days between matches.
Yeah, that's a long time, right? So it's kind of a little weird that the schedule, though, that's just how it worked out. And this week will be a lot more busy for Martinsburg, so I think by the end of the week they might be able to correct some things, but it's hard to really correct those things or those mistakes that you had against Spring Mills just in practice when you're not seeing a different opponent. And then you come out and the first opponent you see after seeing Spring Mills is this Hedgesville team that, again, has been playing, has experience, has, a lot of talent, and you know what they're capable of. So for Martinsburg to have to be thrown into that situation, and they look up and it's like, 8, 9, 10 nothing here to start this first set. So that's really tough to do. Set 2 was a lot better, but still, I mean, you have a lot of ground to make up now. You're down 2-0, and Hedgesville's rolling. I think the important thing is Hedgesville can't get complacent, and if you're Martinsburg, you can't give up. You got to keep fighting. You never know what can happen. You had this same situation where you were up 2-0 and blew it. Now that came against Spring Mills, and that was Spring Mills down 2-0 to you, opposed to you being down 2-0 to Hedgesville. But still, I mean, you got to believe, and you never know what can happen.
First set starts with Parker Sutherland taking a little too much off of that one. Goes into the net. First point goes to the Bulldogs. Kylie Ann East to Emmy Bishop. Siddle sets Strovel on the other side, blocked. Stays on Hedgesville's side. East sets Bishop. Nice dig by Villa. Going to be hard to recover, though. And they do get it across, and Sutherland tried to play it right over and wasn't able to. 2-0. Zittle East, Sutherland, and it's in. Just barely hits off of the line judge.
He wasn't phased either.
No. I would have probably been phased. Not going to lie. Sutherland hits the ball real hard.
He didn't care. He's like, yeah, I got to make sure that I get this call right, which I respect.
2-1, Bulldogs lead. There's a block, but Martinsburg keeps it up. Strovel into the net. 2-all. Brianna Ryder with the serve. Zittel up by the net for Bajent. She tries to send it far side, but a little too far, and it goes out. Tried to squeeze it in where nobody was, but just too tight of an angle. 3 straight for the Eagles gives them the lead. Sifford, down ball shot, and out. Alexis Smith just barely, last second, lets that one go. Ryder over to Sifford. Big time hit and too strong for Martinsburg. Sophia Ray getting into the game for the first time. And those first shot jitters out. Five in a row for the Eagles. There's Strovel off block. East sets up Brown. Blocked. And it's blocked into the net on the Martinsburg side to make it 6 straight.
Yeah, I mean,
They're making it look easy at this point.
I don't know what you do if you're Martinsburg, because it feels like even when you have good execution, Hedgesville still counters with points of their own.
Bill, a nice hit from behind the 10 line. Back set from Sutherland to Parker. Left-handed shot. Still stays up, though. East for Brown. And there's just nothing you can do with that. Villa came in for the dig, but it sails into the bleachers.
Good effort, but Gracie Brown just won that point. It's like you get the block, but they hit it through the block. You get the dig, but the ball was hit so hard that your dig doesn't matter, and it ends up going into the stands. There you hit it off your teammate.
Out off of Sifford, yeah.
Still worked out, though, kind of.
But Parker blocked. But again, blocked into the net. So add a 2-point conversion to the touchdown that Hedgesville has put up. 8 straight points. Make it 8-2.
Yeah, and that wasn't even really that good of a hit from Hedgesville. It just kind of worked out for them. Brown
tries a soft hit. And there's a meeting at the net, and surprise, surprise, Hedgesville comes out with the point.
Coach Nelson has to burn his timeout,
Yep.
but, I mean, it's 9-2. It really doesn't feel like there's much you can really change.
Yeah, 9 straight points after Martinsburg starts the set up 2-0. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more EPAC volleyball on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Drive More Days is back at Carter Myers Automotive, and this year we'll keep you rolling with a $1,000 gas card. Visit any of our locations to take a test drive, and we'll enter you into a drawing to win a $1,000 gas card. With that kind of money, fill up at the pump for the rest of the year, completely on us. Stop in during Drive More Days for your chance to win a $1,000 gas card. Only at Carter Myers Automotive. Owners just care more.
It's been a dominant performance from the Hedgesville Eagles on their home court. Here early into the Hedgesville season, the volleyball season. Zittle sets for Bajent. There's Brown on the Hedgesville side. Nothing doing so far. Volley back and forth, and there's 3 sets, and it doesn't go over. 3 hits, I should say. And make it 10 straight for the Eagles.
Yeah, out of a timeout, too, to have that kind of execution's got to be frustrating if you're Martinsburg.
Ryder, another serve. Sifford hits it, and that's an ace. The Bulldogs just seem a bit discombobulated.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. You're down 11-2. You've never really had too much momentum, or even when you did, Hedgesville would counter with a big run and take it all away very quickly.
Hedgesville, there's Brown. Zittle for Strovel. And this is going to be a tough play. And finally, the run ends at 11.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, big run, but Martinsburg finds a way to end it. I mean, last set we were sitting there 10-10, I believe, and you look up and it's 21-10. This set, it's 2-0 Martinsburg. You look up, it's 11-3.
Gracie Brown with another kill, 12-3. Halfway home to a sweep in set number 3. Comes Delaney Cedars. The bottom drops out of that one, but Martinsburg just barely keeps it up. Nice hit by Villa. Turns into a free ball on the Hedgesville sides. Martinsburg uses it. Here comes Villa up to the net again. Blocked. And that's 3 hits. Doesn't get over. Great defense at the net. Prepared for the big swing. It's Chloe Hudson, Gracie Brown, Savannah Parker up at the net. 13-3. Cedar serves again at Sifford. Zittle sets up for Villa. Pushes that one in. It's off the hands of East and goes to the back wall for the 4th Martinsburg point of the set. (13-4). Set. Brown. Villa. It's this one. And it's another kill for Gracie Brown. 14-4. Hedgesville looking very, very combobulated. Is that a word? Discombobulated, I've heard plenty of times. But no one ever really calls anyone combobulated.
Well, it must be, right?
I guess.
I mean, if the origin of discombobulated is not combobulated, then why is discombobulated a word?
John Ware smacks this one. And another point. They're just combobulating all over the place. Up 15-4 now.
Don't say that again. 15-4, yeah. Just, some great execution from Hedgesville. And Martinsburg seems very, just not ready for this type of challenge yet at this point in the year, which is fair. I mean, Hedgesville they hit the ball so well, like, again, Gracie Brown.
There's another one, 16-4.
Combobulated is a word. Not that
we
really questioned it too much, but you never really hear combobulated.
You sure don't. And there's a point finally for Martinsburg, getting back into it. They're 5th.
Colin sending us definitions.
Webster's McLaughlin over here.
Yeah. Like we have time to read through all that in the 16-5 match.
Set up. Gracie Brown swings into the net. 16-6. And the serve from Aubrey Killian rides the net, but then falls on the Martinsburg side for a service error. Puts 17 up on the board for Hedgesville. Villa smacks this one right into the net. 18-6. First serve, another one that pretty much a repeat of what Martinsburg just did, riding the tape and then falling on their side. 18-7. That's a service error from Addie Groves coming in for the first time.
Yeah, Martinsburg's still battling, but again, you find yourself down 18-7. How do you make that big of a comeback at this point? Pretty tough to do.
Villa from the back line. Another one into the net. 19 now for Hedgesville. There's one across by Riley DeLauder. (19-8). Peyton McMillan serving. And here's a hit from Ware that gets her another kill.
Yeah, again, you talked about it earlier, Dylan. She had a few mishits early in the match, but has regained an ability to place the ball in the right spots, and she's done a nice job since her slow start.
Bajan up at the net, nearly gets a kill. Good recovery by the Eagles. Go over to Ray. Sent back, but Martinsburg keeps it up. DeLauder sends this one out. (21-8). Somehow that free ball gets over from Martinsburg. DeLauder getting the ball across. Bishop by the antenna. And I think that one never got on the right side of it. 21-9.
Yeah, so I mean, Martinsburg doesn't have many points to work with, but how do you kind of finish this one strong, try to work on it, build on it for what you got going forward?
Sutherland on the left side putting a exclamation point on her day.
Yeah, she's been excellent tonight. She had her serves on point. Obviously, we know what she can do at the net. The whole team obviously played well, but I think Sutherland able to bounce back with the serving mistakes she had in that last match and play a complete match is going to be really important for this team's success.
There's an ace for Ryder.
Ryder always brings the aces.
(23-9). There's a hit from Bajent sent right back at the Bulldogs. Strovel this time. Keeping it up are the Eagles. Going back and forth. Zittel comes up to the net and dives for it. Can't get there. It's 24-9. Last point. The whistle blows. Point goes to the Bulldogs. Another match point for the Eagles. Gracie Brown will have to hit this one over with two hands, and it hits off of Villa. And that's the match. 25-10 goes the third set. 25-11, 25-15, 25-10. Straight set victory for the Hedgesville Eagles. He's dominant, Nick.
Yeah, not much really to say. I mean, Martinsburg never really showed too much of an ability to compete with Hedgesville tonight. They had a little bit of a run there in set two, but didn't really finish too strong. So, yeah, Hedgesville's really good. I think they're going to, again, be one of the best teams in the state this year. I'm excited to see how they match up with Musselman because I think everything else is not going to be super competitive.
Yep.
Unfortunately for the rest of the EPAC, and I could see the same thing on the Musselman side. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, but great win for Hedgesville. Martinsburg kind of had a tough draw, had some good EPAC teams to start the year, so we'll see what they can do moving forward as they develop.
This is us jumping into the Tudor's Biscuit World post-game show. Brought to you by Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way at Tudor's, located at 8625 Winchester Avenue in Inwood. I got to tell you, Nick, after we got done at the station this afternoon, guy had a couple hours to go home, eat some food before we came back out here. I really wanted Tudor's Biscuit World. I live only, pretty close. Forgot that they close at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, they do close at 2.
I was devastated.
That's why you got to start your way the homemade way.
Start your
day the homemade way, not take the middle of your day the homemade. There's a lot of words in there, but
right.
You know what I'm trying to say. The point is you got to go early.
It's respectable. I like that. It's like, listen, we're breakfast and early lunch. Get here or you don't.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I think they could still have success later in the day because breakfast is always awesome. But I think some tutors might be open late. I'm not 100% on that though.
So they're making me want it more, and it's working. That's what it is.
Right.
Really.
It's kind of like the Chick-fil-A closing on Sunday. Like, yeah, it's a religion thing, but I think it's also a marketing thing. Because on Sunday you're always like, oh, let's get Chick-fil-A, and then you're like, I can't.
It was
like,
oh,
get
look,
it Monday.
Look, finally there's no line. Oh, wait, that's why.
Yeah. See?
Yeah. Anyway, Hedgesville wins in straight sets. So next Tuesday, we get our first look live at Musselman. They go to Spring Mills, just like we saw Hedgesville go to Spring Mills last Tuesday. And that will be our setup for 2 weeks from today. We come back here for Musselman versus Hedgesville, our first of at least two, I should say, matchups that we'll have between the two of them on TV 10. 2 regular season games between them.
Those are at least the guaranteed ones, but I think we could see at least 3 or 4 or 5 throughout the year.
They might see each other a lot this year. But for Colin McLaughlin back at the studio, Nick Ferzolini next to me here, I'm Dylan Bishop. Saying so long from Hedgesville High School. We'll see you on Thursday from the studio. Not for volleyball, but for finally Shepherd football.
Sure.
Against Southern Connecticut State. What time's pregame start for that, Nick?
What is it, a 6 p.m. kick?
So I believe so. So 5:30?
5:30, yeah.
There you go. All right. With that, have a great rest of your Tuesday night. This has been EPAC Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
That concludes tonight's coverage of West Virginia High School volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by Tudor's Biscuit World and Anthony's Pizza of Inwood, the Marius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, W. Harley Miller Systems, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations Robert Fields and Sons, Orsini's Home Store, Hagerstown Ford, the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, the Berkeley County Health Department, WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Smallwood and Small Insurance, and the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm. Keep it tuned to TV 10 for all of your local sports coverage. All rights reserved.